Day 12. I can see ice crystals all over the inside of my tent. My sleeping bag is covered in ice. I don't really feel like going for a walk in this. I think I'm gonna hide for a while. Screw the cold. All of those are little ice crystals all over the place. I figure if I'm gonna sleep in, I might as well take advantage and dry my tent out because she's gonna be a little wet. I also woke up with a big thing of ice where my breath, it was gross, where my breath hits my, oh yeah, that's totally wet. So I'm gonna dry my sleeping bag as well. Trying to make some coffee, but the water was frozen, so, you know, it's taking a minute. It looks hot, but that's only because it's cold in here. It's too cold. I was like, I could night crawl, but like, what's the point, man? If I keep moving this fast, I'm gonna end up in the snow again, so I really need to slow my roll is what I was thinking. You know, I was laying here, I was like, well, you know, I woke up at like 3:30 like normal, you know, just for some reason, bink, I'm awake. You know, and I was like, no, dude, go back to sleep. So, you know, a little bit of Mother's Little Helper, you know, a little safety meeting in here, and boom, right back to sleep. Because, you know, I woke up and I saw my water bottle was frozen and shit. I was like, I do not want to go out in this. What's the point of walking frozen? I didn't even take off my puffy yesterday. Not once. Well, once for like 5 minutes before I punked out and put it right back on. I don't deal well with cold, man. It's not my element, and if I move too fast, I'm just going to stay with the cold. Flagstaff and all that, once I get it past the Mogollon Rim, that thing is, you know, it's the elevation change is pretty severe. So I'll be back right up where I am now, if not a little higher. So, dude, just go with your own roll. You're not trying to make it anywhere. Anyway, we're still trying to crowdsource a way to get me over to the CDT. I don't know if that's going to happen yet. Thinking 8 Wonders Trail, that'd be nice, but I need help. I don't know how to do these trails. You know, if it's not on gut hooks or something. I mean, I'm not a mountaineer or anything. I'm a guy that follows trails. You know, not much of a map reader. I read them in video games real well, but that's not really a map. They set those up for idiots. That's why I can read them. So yeah, plan is hang out here. I'm gonna dry out some shit. Sun is just coming out. It's just getting lighter over there, but not enough to melt the snow patterns here. Listen. Yeah, you can hear the ice coming off my tent. Well, at least I can. I'm pretty sure you can too. So, yeah, screw all that noise. So it's finally happened. The pale sun has made its way. It's still icy, but hey, it's a start. I got bored and started packing, but I got safe first, so it's taken a really long time because I'm playing with all my stuff for some reason. Yeah, anyway. I'm bored, so I got to start moving soon, but I'm glad the sun came up before I started because this changes everything. Yeah, let's get going. So now little wet ice chunks are raining from the ceiling as the sun comes up. So, I mean, some of them are still frozen, most of them are, but yeah. Everything's going to get a little wetter before it gets a little drier. Everything's still frozen, but the sun is out. Right around the logo's melting because it's black. How do I change the color of this tent? I do not like it being white. Even really dirty would be better. I'm thinking about putting it in a bucket with a marker and seeing what happens. I got brave enough to step out, but I'm not wearing that thing, man. My shirt is frozen. So I'm going to get the bug net or the rain fly off, flip it upside down. Come on, son, do your job. Oof. Burr. So that's pretty much 100% my breath, farts, sweat, all just frozen in here. Huh? It's snowing. The process of getting them 100% dry is just way too slow. Everything is mostly dry, but I can still see, you know, ice in the shadows and stuff. There's still going to be little bits. So I'm just going to have to rein it in, man. It's almost 8 o'clock and I'm still standing here. Man, I'm getting antsy. So I'm just going to pack it up and lay it out again later, you know, for lunch or something. I guess not too shabby. It's just a little after 8. It has warmed up enough already that I'm able to go, you know, pantsless and puffyless. Crazy. Everything seemed to dry pretty okay in the last few, but I packed all my stuff differently so that I have the sleeping bag or quilt. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for, a quilt on top. So when I go to make lunch, I'm forced to take it out and I will lay it out. Or actually second coffee, huh? Which are gonna happen around the same time since it's 8 o'clock already. So we'll just do a brunch. Second coffee lunch. Lunch. Could use the gate, but doesn't really seem like you need one here. So I have to assume I'm headed towards those bad boys, which is kind of unfortunate just because you know, I don't like the cold, man. And I have to imagine up there's going to be colder than it was down here. And as far as I remember, I have about 40 miles to go before that trail magic. I don't feel like I have that much food on my back. I probably do, but, you know, I'm just paranoid. But I don't want to sleep up in those mountains, that's for sure. So I'm not exactly sure how far they are away, but I don't want to get much into them before I camp or be able to get to the other side of the camp. I don't think I have what it takes to get it to the other side of there before the sun goes down, but we'll see what the day holds. Well, I've gone a few miles without seeing a campsite that was even as good as what I had. There's a wash down there, but getting to it would kind of suck. And where I crossed it was definitely not a sleeping spot. Barrel cactus are starting to pop out. And my tummy is growling. Not quite time for a second coffee yet. Let me find a good place. And water. Hey, we got a hiker. So that was Terror Bird I just passed. Quite a ferocious name. She had signal on the mountain. I was like, ooh, signal. So I stopped, pushed 3 buttons, told some people I was alive, and carried on because it is way too chilly to stand in one spot for too long. Got to keep moving. Plus, with such a late start, you know, I want to go get something in my belly, and I didn't really have time to dick around. I just passed 3 tents and a nice little barrel cactus. Now, I didn't hear anybody pass me, but I feel like that might have been the 3 ladies I camped with not last night, but the night before. Oop. Guess I'll find out when they catch me again. When I finally find that place for a second coffee. Brunch. Oh, about 3 miles in or so. There's a nice wash. That's better than where I slept, but I didn't want to walk another 3 miles yesterday. I already did over 20. But had I had it in me, and I known, that would have been a better wash. So a few of you have hit me up with possible suggestions on ways I can go and ways I shouldn't go. I really appreciate that. Just got hit up from One Step, and he's like, hey man, the Grand Enchantment Trail can get you over there. It starts in Phoenix and takes me to New Mexico. Not necessarily what I wanted to do. I don't get to finish the AZT unless I come back afterwards, and I kind of doubt it. But, you know, I'm keeping options open. I do like the sound of the Grand Enchantment Trail, but I don't like the sound of leaving this trail so early and ending up in New Mexico. But, you know, I'm gonna, you know, just keep my ears open. How's this one work? There we go. That's a new kind of latch system for me. And we'll kind of see how it goes. Just keeping my options open. It's got to be something that I can do. You know, I'm not a mountaineer or anything, so. Grand Enchantment Trail does sound nice, though. I've heard wonderful things, seen amazing pictures. I wouldn't mind walking through something like that. I'm not sure which part of New Mexico it drops me off in. Hopefully it'd be like the northern part. But again, not in a hurry, man. I'm not looking to chase this cold or anything. It's early March. I'm only maybe 90 miles into this trail, so, you know, I still got plenty of time to think about things. That snowy peak is where I was yesterday. I feel like I've traveled farther than that, but 'tis a squirrely trail. But to get through these hills, I have to imagine you have to be squirrely. I don't think I'm headed to that one, but maybe. But she's still got snow on her. I don't see any snow on that one, but I'm not close enough for it. But if this one does, that one definitely does, because it's huge. Huge. You can see tons of little mines. Is that a truck in the center? Is that white thing in there? It looks like a truck. I don't know. Anyway, you can see all sorts of little mines taken out of this poor little mountain. Them's gold in them nar hills. Good old cholla bones. I love that you can see right through them. One of the more interesting plant skeletons out there, I must say, because you don't see a whole lot of plant skeletons. The tips of the ocotillo are red. Hopefully that means like some stuff might happen soon, because these guys grow a little flower I want to eat. Got to get to them before the birds, though, and the bees, and all that. I don't fully get cows. Yeah, they can climb. You see them all over the place. There's cow tracks everywhere, but yet if you paint lines on the ground, they won't walk across them. I wonder what that's all about. I mean, I understand why a cattle guard stops them, kind of. I mean, I've seen them walk a lot of stuff, but just painting the lines on the ground stops them. I've seen cows go pretty much everywhere. It's so mini, I want to take it home with me. Isn't it adorable? It's a nice cool day. It's a lot like yesterday was, but without the wind. So it's pretty damn comfortable. There's a little breeze going on carrying that cold air over you, but not so much that you're uncomfortable. It's actually kind of nice, which is good because I am a little low on water. By a little low, I got about 2 liters on me, but I'm not exactly sure where my next water source is. The map has changed over. It's no longer gut hooks. It's now something called Far Out, and it's slightly different in that it doesn't show me exactly where the water sources are. I have to read the comments because I guess a lot of water sources out here aren't always water sources. I'm not sure, but they don't always have a water drop symbol next to them. Sometimes it's just a gate, and then you click on it, you read the comments, and you find out the water's around there. But all the water drops I've clicked for the next bajillion miles are empty. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. It'll all work out. I see a pool of water from here, man. Deep green right in the center. Yeah, that looks like liquid to me. I don't know if the trail goes by it, but if I see some there, yeah, I'll see some in other places. I won't be picky. If I come across something and it looks okay, you know, I'm not going to drink cow poop. I'm not like anywhere near there. But, you know, I would carry some, you know, slightly gross water with me. It's pretty beautiful down here. I found a wet spot in the creek, and you can tell that it is just trickling, and then there is a tiny pool before it turns into sand again. So I could follow it downstream, I could follow it upstream, but this pool looks good enough for me. I'm quite pleased. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to filter. Hopefully it keeps refilling as I take what I need. And I'm going to filter it, see if I find something to hang it from, and have myself an early lunch and a second coffee, I believe. Just crystals left on the surface. I don't know if they show. Oh yeah, they do. That's nice. It's probably like 4 inches deep or so. Perfect. I'll just move a little bit of algae out of the way, grab it with my cup, fill up my bag, good to go. There's no real branches or anything to hang it off of, so you only need a little bit of gravity. That's why I made my blue tube so short. I'm not sure how long the blue tube has to be before it stops working. I don't know if there is a length limit, but I didn't want to get too short. So yeah, that'll work perfectly. Fill up my bottles, make some coffee. Awesome, good times. Okay, the locals are curious about me. They're coming in to check me out, crawling all over my stuff. Just making sure I'm not next to a nest or anything. I don't mind if they're curious, but I don't really want to carry anybody with me. And they have a tendency to bite me on the pee hole, so there's that. It's not as horrible as it sounds, but it's not really comfortable either. My legs are getting a little burnt. Yeah. Maybe time to wear some pants. Since I've been here, I've guided 2 hikers and let them use my other coffee cup because, this one's occupied, to get water out of that tiny little thing. Everybody's expecting sludge because you could see the sludge upstream, we'll call it. But, try to make sure everybody gets some water before they leave out of here because nobody's sure where the next water is. We're all just kind of guessing here, which that's kind of dangerous. Luckily for us, it was a wet year. So yeah, pretty nice spot. 2 other hikers came by. They didn't fill up, but they look like they're just kind of out day hiking or something. So, I expect them to know. But I had a lunch of cookies, white meat tuna, a couple fig Newtons, of course, some coffee. All of this hiker box. Now, I think I brought the fig Newtons from home. Yeah, I think I've been carrying those since day 1 too. Well, and the coffee I brought, so I guess just 2 out of the 4. I feel good. My burps taste gross because it's a mixture between cookie and tuna, so it is what it is. All right, let's pick up and move on down the way. I appreciate you providing me with water, Trail. Thank you very much. Whew, had to walk down the way and drop a deuce, man. Wash is the best place for that because it's so easy to bury. But on the way there and the way back, there are other nice little pools. That's not a bad little one. That's scoopable. There's a slight flow to it, so hey, it's not stagnant. Look at this one. Perfect. That's where I'm set up way down there. But plenty of water. What have we here? Looks like the crawler has found a new hat. Let's see if I can find who this belongs to. I gotcha. I saw guys in Mexico wearing hats on their hats, and I thought it looked pretty cool, so figured I'd just, mimic them. That's stylish, man. I feel cooler already. It's protecting my hat from getting hot in the sun. We wouldn't want that. I've stumbled across an edible plant, one of my favorites for its name and its beauty, and I can eat all of it. I can eat the flower, the stem, and down in there is a little nugget, a hazelnut-sized nut. Or I guess it's a bulb, but still. But it is a blue dick. We will see lots of these growing on the trail. They're kind of a bitch to get because they grow in rocky soil, so you gotta generally get between some rocks to get them. And the stalk is not strong enough to pull the bulb out of the ground by it. So you have to have some sort of digging implement. I was thinking maybe a screwdriver would work really good. Wedge it between some rocks, wedge them apart enough to pop that bad boy out. I don't know, I haven't really tried. Okay, side quest complete. I have found the owner of the hat. It was the 2, I'll call them weekenders. I'm not sure how long they're out here. Maybe I'll run into them at the next water. So they found a nice watering hole down there that they're going to partake of. Yeah, not too shabby. I see some pools down in there. I can see it flowing a little bit. So those 2 cats back there have to be pretty avid hikers.
Because I joked with him that, I was going to keep his hat because it was so nice and new. And he's like, oh, no way, this thing has like 1,000 trail miles on it. What happened here? I'm not even sure. Somebody murdered this thing. Now, I'm going to go with, by the way, the ends are all masticated, we'll call it. All them up there, whatnot. That one's still wet. But this is javelina. Yeah, they chewed on that one too. I didn't know they went so low on them. These things, they are edible, but they're covered in little spikes, which are covered in little spikes. So, be careful. But yeah, I wonder if that was little hippos that did that. Oh, or maybe cows. What's up, ninja cows? Did you guys eat the cactus? Is that what you do? Well, you ladies have a great day. I like it when they don't spook. Had I gotten here at a different time of year, there's that cactus right there that I know grows little edible fruits on it. I can see dried ones from last year. There's another little cluster right there. That time of year come through here and there'd be berries everywhere. Oh, another one right there. They're easy enough for us to get, but the animals don't seem to mess with them, which is kind of weird. Normally it's the other way around. Hope I'm walking by somewhere that has some fruits on them. I figure I'll be walking this trail for a minute. I don't know how long those things take to sprout, or what time of year they do it. Let's see what the view is like over this next ridge. More of the same, but the big mountain's a little closer. Large brown ball on that mountain over there. Not small. What is that? Aliens. It's mostly sludge. At least you can let it trickle down, I guess, and separate it from it, but that's where it disappears right there. And we got one solitary flower growing around it, yay. Oh no, there's some other growing out of the walls of the rock. Ah, you're impressive. But I'm sure if you followed this up a way, if you were desperate, you would find water. Well, that really doesn't look like hiker garb. So I'm not going to take it, but I am going to search the pockets. So they just left garbage inside of it, and I found a plastic carabiner that I'm going to take because I could use that. Screw it. If I don't take it out, nobody will. I think it's only like 15 miles to the next road or something. Thing weighs almost nothing. Decided to take a break. I'm on the prickly pears because that's the prominent thing in Ocotillo. But I got to stow that bag I've been carrying. It's picking up all sorts of debris from all the grasses and thorns and all that. And plus I have to have both sticks to kind of part the thorns before I walk through. And my legs are starting to get pretty burnt, nothing bad, but I'm going to put on some leggings just so I don't have to deal with that down the road. Got to build up a base tan first. Feels like one of those episodes of the Twilight Zone. I swear I've just done this U shape right here over and over, the same one for the past like hour and a half. Not much of a change at all. Just a bunch of U shapes. Prickly pears, Ocotillo. Yeah, same shit. Right around here there'll be another U shape. Whoa, almost, but no, not quite. You didn't give me that time, Mother Nature. Nice try. Okay, water sources. According to what, I don't know his name. I just learned hers. They're the van campers are going back for. She's Terra Bird, but I don't remember his name. But anyway, in talking to him, I'm looking at the names that I remember him saying and how the distances, find them on the map. And the next one that's coming up, which is the one I should go to, but I'm not going to because it's 0.7 off trail. So that's like a mile and a half of extra walking, which, you know, hey, we know I'm lazy. Sure, I'm not in a hurry, but I'm still lazy. So it looks like there's another water source that was updated just a couple of days ago saying there's lots of water. So, you know, we're hoping for that. And that's only 3 miles ahead. I still have a little over a liter on me. And a liter every 3 miles is pretty much what I drink. So as long as water's there, all is well in the world. And of course it will be. Why wouldn't it be? And if not, something else will happen. Probable campsite, but I wouldn't want to camp up here. But if you did, at least I guess you don't have to worry about things sneaking up on you. It's prickly peary out there, man. They're at least going to make some noise, although I guess these things don't hurt like javelina at all. They have thick-ass skin. Pretty sure they're pachyderms, but now that I know they're not pigs, I'm not sure. Not sure. That's probably where some cows slept last night. It's all flattened. I hear whistling. Oh, yeah, looks like Hardhead's catching up with me. She's quick. No, not her. Super ultra lighter guy, I think. He looks like he's moving real fast. I don't know. We'll take a gander at how little gear he has as he passes. That's Lucky Larry up ahead, and he does have a very tiny pack. He slowed down to chat with me for a little while, you know, as hikers do, but I had to stop and pee, and you know, he's ultra light. He's not ultra light. He might be. I don't know. It's a pretty tiny pack. He did the PCT, so he's experienced. He knows something about desert. You walk through a good 800 miles of it there. California's a big-ass desert, too. Not the same desert, but the same desert. Oh, I see a huge body of water. And that may be a cow pond, but it's probably the biggest cow pond I've ever seen. Might have to go check that out. See how close the trail gets to it. Okay, the trail continues through, but there's a little 2-track that leads down to the water, which is what we're going to do. That's too much water. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Too much water to pass up in the desert. Look at the size of this thing. Huge. I think people are complaining because they had to walk into the muck to get the water. But there's this land bridge over here that's pretty convenient for me, man. I'm gonna mosey onto that. That shit looks deep. Like swimming deep. Look at this red bird. That is a vermilion flycatcher. Somebody asked me what it was the other day, and I was like, it's a scarlet mosquito trap. Oh, yeah. That was close, but there's a cigar. So vibrant. Wind has kicked up. Temperature has definitely dropped. It was already a chilly day. It's bordering on cold. I almost think about putting my puffy on. Not quite yet. I only got maybe, 2 hours of sunlight left. 2 1/4 hours of sunlight left. So I'm thinking I'm going to dry camp somewhere because I don't want to sleep here. It's nothing level. All the animals are coming here. There's a big old bull right over there. See? On cue. So I'm just going to wander my happy ass down the trail. Take like 3 liters, 3.5 with me. That's my carrying capacity right now. I could fill up my bag for an extra 3 liters if I wanted to. But I'm not going to. That's more than enough for tonight, tomorrow morning, and then get me to the water cache with probably a liter 1.5 left on me. If things work out the way they should. And they always do. Alright, so let's finish this up and get it going. I'm just going to kind of keep my eyes open for a spot, you know, and let nature decide where I should sleep. Decently fresh horse tracks. Or donkey. Just something that's been shoed. Nice out here. Got a little warmer, probably because the wind chilled out a little bit. And I'm just keeping my eye open for something that's calling my name. Not in a hurry because my shadow isn't big yet. Growing, but not huge. and I get all distorted and long, it's time to find somewhere to hide. And that would totally work. But you know what? I'm gonna pass that up and keep going. It just doesn't feel good enough. I'll be out crying later, but it's dark. I can't find anywhere to sleep. Oh, here's another really good one. Should I just take my... Oh, that's a road. That's not a good campsite. I was like, look how flat that is. That's why. Behold a cloud. Ooh. And I forgot to mention, Lucky Larry found a Scrabble piece, but he can't remember which letter. And I'm like, come on, man, think about it. Remember the letter. He said it was a few miles back, and I missed it. How many others have I missed? What are they? Who's leaving Scrabble pieces and why? Look how wiggly those things are. Very rippled. That's where we came from. That and this. There's the water way back where. I feel like I've gone way farther, but of course not. And right next to the gate, conveniently, is a camp spot. But it's rather exposed and up on a hill. I don't know, man. Campsites are far and few in between out here because, I mean, look at what you're dealing with. And that's why you can't bushwhack or anything. Everything is scary out here. Roar. To push on or to stay. Shadow is pretty long. But I don't want to stay up here. I'm going to push on and see what happens. I personally gave up the looking for spots that have a good view or sunrise or all that. Those ones are great to take pictures of, but not necessarily great to sleep at. I gave up on that a long time ago. Nowadays, I'm way happier down in a wash. Sure, you hear animals go by and stuff, and that's always kind of scary, but as long as you're inside the tent, the monsters can't touch you. It's the rules. There's a road over there. I see cars going by every once in a while. Where there's roads, there's flat spots, right? I actually forgot I was looking for a campsite until I stepped into the shadow and I was like, oh yeah, day's getting long, isn't it? I'm just lost in thought wandering the trail, which is exactly what I want to do. You know, lose track of time and miles, just wandering and thinking about stupid shit. Nothing really important. That's why I haven't gone live. I keep saying I will, but I'm scared too because I got a little drama going on in the other world that I don't want to bring into this world. So I'm just kind of avoiding everything. I'm posting stuff, but I haven't even gone to the comments or anything. Well, that's more of a time issue. I'll get to them. I love to read them, especially when I'm down. Right now, I'm afraid of the real world. I don't want to bother in my hike. I'm just getting into a state of zen. Well, there's a few houses along the trail, but I can actually see some urban sprawl out there. So I have to imagine that is the town of Vale. So I'm guessing the next road would be the road that I would hitch into, Vale. But I'm choosing to pass that up to go to that trail magic that they got going on. See, they got spots here, but it's so exposed and the wind's all whippy. No. Oh, no, maybe. I'll stand here for a second and assess. So, but that's in another 20-ish miles or so, maybe 25. Seems so exposed. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm going to walk away from it. It's just, I don't want to be right in a saddle on a ridge. It's not a good place for camping. Sure, it's all scenic and stuff. You can see in both directions, but, you know, what are we really looking at here? I can see those mountains from down in the wash. Again, flat spot, but so just super exposed. No thanks. So I found a wash. That doesn't look bad back there. There's more trail. That's the protector patty. Stops the other animals from coming in. They're like, oh, that might be a tough cow hiding back here. This doesn't look bad. Oh, another hiker has decided the same thing. Yes, I think I shall call this home after I scoop the poop. Okay, we're going to play Schrodinger's bandage. I put a bandage right here the other day. It felt like it was working the whole time, but you never really know until you check where it is. Oh, see, it's not there anymore. Where did it go? Whoa. Could have swore it was that foot.